Hello, this is Melissa Dillon, and we are here on this channel to manifest our dream life or whatever it is that we want, get big money. And please make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and check me out on my Facebook page where I am the most active. I want to go ahead and break down a manifestation equation. So let me just talk a little bit about things that I have manifested within my life in just the past 2 years. I have manifested a six-figure business in the first year. I made 126 something thousand dollars in the second year. I have five times that, and I'm at $600,000 in the second year. I've manifested a dream partner. I manifested a miracle baby. I manifested a beautiful home. I've manifested this beautiful whiteboard that I'm able to teach on. I have been able to create my own life because I am understanding the manifestation equation, how it is that we bring about what we want. A lot of us are taught incorrectly that you just have to think positive and be positive, and that's how you manifest. But we're actually forgetting a huge side, a huge piece of what it requires to manifest what we want, which is not necessarily positive. In fact, it feels negative, it feels scary. But until we can handle both sides of those things, we cannot bring what we want. So I made this cute little picture to understand. So like if we think about what we're manifesting as like a coin, like even like I want to manifest money, we know that to every coin there are two sides. Okay, so there's two sides to every coin. So when we think about what I am manifesting, we have to understand that there's going to be a negative or scary side, and then there is going to be a positive and happy side. The problem that we have with manifestation is that most of us will focus on the positive, happy side only. So we think, well, what will it be like if I have $1 million? I can do whatever I want. I can go wherever I want. I can live wherever I want, right? We have all these positive things about thinking about if we were to have $1 million, and that is what we keep our focus on. And what is preventing us from actually getting that thing is denying the negative or the scary side to what it is that we are manifesting. And until we're able, and this is why I believe God gave us two hands, until we're able to hold both the negative side, the scary side, and the positive, happy side, until we're able to hold both things, we can't really manifest what it is that we want to be able to manifest. So I'm going to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. So let's say, for instance, that I want to, so this is the thing that I'm manifesting. Let's say I want the love of my life. Love of my life. Basically a partner, right? I'm looking for a partner. And this is true for me. You know, I was able to manifest an incredibly amazing partner in my life. And I trusted and knew that it was coming, and I was not afraid of being vulnerable. So let's talk about that. So we know the positive, happy side of having a partner. So I'm gonna be loved. I'm gonna be adored. I'm gonna feel good, right? All the things that come with having a partner, we focus on those things and we're excited about those things. What we're ignoring and what is preventing us from manifesting it is focusing on the scary side. And what's actually funny is we spend a lot of time here, but not in a way of being able to accept it. So here's what I mean. So many people will say, well, I don't want to date again because what if it ends, right? That's the negative side. It ends. We break up, right? So we break up. Or it doesn't work out. Or they could die, right? What if I manifest the love of my life and then they die? We will spend a lot of time looking at the negative, scary side, but not being able to handle it. So, in order for me to manifest the love of my life, not only do I look at the positive side that I'll be loved, adored, I'm going to feel good, it's going to be great, I'm going to have a partner with me to do all the fun, amazing things I want to do in my life. I also have to consider the fact that it could break up, that it doesn't work out, that he could die. And holding it, in order to be able to manifest it, I need to say I can hold both things. I can hold I can accept the manifestation of what I want in my life if I can accept the fact that it doesn't work out or that they can die. As long as I can hold the fact that I'm going to be loved and adored, I have to be able to hold both things. I have to hold the negative side and the positive side, the happy side and the scary side. I need to be able to hold both things. Okay. Here's another example. Okay. Let's say I want to manifest $1 million. Okay. We know the positive, happy side of $1 million, right? I get to spend my money. I'm not worried about money. I have all the money, that I want to do with. Well, what is the negative side of that? I could lose it. I'm going to owe taxes. Okay. And then there's also some fears that we have, beliefs that we have. Like, for instance, I'm going to have to work hard. I'm going to have to work hard. I'm going to have to cheat. Right? We make up, like, I'm going to have to scam. Like, some of us believe that we can only make as much money as we want as if we cheat or scam people, because that's a belief that we hold about money. And until we're willing to accept this side, we can't have any of it. Okay. We have to be able to understand that whatever it is that is going to come into our life, it won't be all pure happiness. There's going to be some negative things associated to that. So, for instance, I want to manifest millions of dollars. Right now, within the last 2 years of my business, I've manifested just over $500,000. So I'm halfway there within 2 years. And I believe that next year, 2024, not only will I get 1 million, I feel like I'm going to get multi-millions. I'm thinking somewhere around 4 is what feels right to me. So we'll see what happens. But part of manifesting that is being able to handle that kind of money. And many of us cannot handle what that kind of money means. So here's for example. I recently had a friend who found an old Mac computer on the side of the road. It's like one of those that looks like the old school TVs. It was like the all-in-one Mac computer. He found it on the side of the road, took it home, plugged it in. It totally works. He was super excited, and he sold it on eBay. It arrived to the person damaged and destroyed, and he had to refund the money. So in his mind, he goes, I just manifested this cool computer. I made money, and now I've lost it. I'm not able, it didn't work out. I didn't get what I wanted. Well, here's the thing. If he can't hold losing that money, then he can't hold even more money than that, right? So what the universe is doing is it invites us to understand that there's going to be a positive, scary side, or a negative, scary side, and a happy, positive side to both the things, to the thing that we want to manifest, the yin and the yang. Okay. If we are given small opportunities to manifest what we want, so he basically manifested around $300 by being able to sell this computer, and then he lost it. Instead of focusing on the fact that he manifested $300 out of nowhere, he focused on the fact that it was lost or taken away. So it feels like it was nothing. And he thinks he did something wrong. He thinks the universe hates him, and he thinks manifesting is not for him. So, and then the same way, like, I made money in my business. I made $100,000, 126 something thousand dollars in my first year. I'm going to have to pay taxes on that. Thank God it was only 126,000, because being prepared for a tax bill as large as it would be for millions of dollars, if I can't hold the fact that I now have like I think it's $17,000, $20,000 tax bill associated to earning 120,000 with my business expenses. And we are going to get better at doing taxes, because there's definitely a way to be tax free. But that's part of learning what I need to learn to be able to have big amounts of money. If you are scared to spend $300, how much fear are you going to have when you have to spend $300,000? Because if you manifest 1 million, you might need to spend 300,000. And if you hold too much fear spending 300, you're going to have a ton of fear spending 300,000. So if you can't move beyond the fear of $300, the universe says you're not ready for $1 million, because when you have 1 million, you're going to have to spend even more. We have so much fear around spending small amounts of money that, and 300 is a lot of money depending on your perspective. But the more money you get, the smaller $300 becomes. And we make 3,000 be this huge number. And I get it, because I've been there. I've been in a situation where $3,000 is all of the money I have in the whole wide world. And I have to spend it on something, some emergency, fixing my car, getting an apartment, whatever it may be. And we focus on that we lost it, it's gone, and it's destroyed, instead of on, I manifested $3,000, I can do it again. 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 So we focus on the fact that we've lost it. It's so weird, because we'll spend thinking and thinking and thinking instead of just being able to hold it. So holding the negative side of things says, I, if I manifest $300, I could lose it. But being able to hold that is saying that no matter what happens, I will be restored, that something even better will come along from this situation. What I like to do is everything that happens in my life, I try to use it as an opportunity to learn and grow towards what it is that I do want. So for instance, when we go back over here to manifesting the love of my life, I I was single for a very long time. And in 2020, I met a person and I was like, this is my person. He was super excited about me. I was super excited about him. We decided to get married within 3 days of knowing each other. We were married within 3 months, and it lasted about 2 years before it was over. And there was a big fear of letting that go. Okay. I finally got a relationship after being single for so long. I have this person who says they want to be with me. And I got to a point though where it needed to end. And so many of us will not allow a relationship to end because we're so afraid of being single. But when you're single, that's when an opportunity for you to actually meet someone who is in more alignment with what it is that you want. The relationship I had with this person was not what I wanted it to be. It was tiptoeing all the time. It was being cautious of his feelings because he didn't know how to manage and regulate his own emotions. And so if I came to him and said, "Hey, I'm struggling with something," or I need help around the house. I can't be the one who does all the cooking and cleaning. I need you to pitch in. He would throw a fit saying, "Oh, I never do enough. You're never happy with me." That's not the kind of relationship I want to be in. I want to be in a relationship where it says, "Hey, I need you to pitch in." And he's like, "How can I help?" That's the kind of relationship I want. If I wasn't willing to let go of a relationship that was mediocre, I can't be open to a relationship that is so much better than what I have. So we have this fear of losing something, but we have to remember that whatever it is that we lose, we can gain even more. And if we constantly have this, everything will work out belief, then it's easier to handle the negative things. I let that relationship go. And my mindset wasn't focused on that relationship is over. I'm unlovable. I'm never going to have a partner again. That was my last chance. I'm already 35. How am I going to? But now I got to spend years finding someone again. It took me years and years to find one person. Now I'm going to have to, how many more years will I have to spend to find another person? And then you also get this feeling of every time you meet someone, you're wasting time. It's like you want to know right away if they're right or die, but at the same time, you can't rush it. And it's like, worried about all these things. What I decided to focus on was I get to have an incredible partner. I get to have the love of my life. I get to have somebody who wants the relationship that I want. And I made that my focus, but I was also willing to be vulnerable and to meet somebody and to try it out. So when I got when my the partner I have now, David, reached out to me, he was one of my clients on the other side of my business and insurance exam queen. He reached out to me. We had a phone call, and I'm feeling all kinds of things. I'm feeling super excited. My skin is getting clammy just talking to him. Like my whole body is just lighting up when we were on the phone. And after that phone call, I can either focus on the fact that it might not work out. He may not be the one, or I can focus on he I'm just going to have a good time, and whatever happens is going to be for my betterment. He may or may not be the one, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it and I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to see what happens. I know that if I want a true and good partner, I have to be vulnerable. I have to share my feelings. I have to be honest with him about my life, about my situation, about what it is that I feel for him. So too many of us I can't be vulnerable. I can't share my feelings because then that person might leave me. Well, guess what? If they're going to leave you for being who you are, they're not the one, right? You can't lose some. That was one of the biggest things about like manifesting a love partner is if I don't say the right thing, I could lose them, or if I don't do the right thing, I could lose them. If you can lose them, they're not the one. If you can lose them, they're not the one. You can't lose the one. That's kind of the point of them being the one. Okay. So it's this balance of I can be afraid of being vulnerable. I was vulnerable in the past and it didn't work out. So I don't want to be vulnerable again. But you can't have an amazing, incredible, intimate, loving partnership without being vulnerable. So on one hand, I have to face the fear of being vulnerable, of opening myself up, of being willing to love again. How many we spend so much time being afraid of feeling a pain we already felt. I don't want to date somebody else because it's not going to work out again. And I'm going to be sad again and I'm going to be on my bed again eating ice cream again. Like you already been there. You've already been there. So we're so afraid of re-experiencing another moment of pain. But what's funny is you keep living in that moment over and over again when you focus on that being the thing. And so what's another interesting thing about the universe is like, so let's say, I want to manifest the love of my life, universe, but I'm worried that it's not going to work out, that it's not going to break up. And how am I going to survive that again? So then the universe sends you an opportunity where it doesn't work out and then you still survive. So the universe is like, she needs another opportunity to know she's going to survive. She needs another opportunity to know that this is not the end of the world. And that's what we think about, what we bring about. If you keep thinking this won't work out, if you keep thinking this isn't the one, if you keep thinking I'm scared, that's what you're going to bring about. But the universe is bringing you about that situation to understand that you can survive it, that it is not the end of the world, that another thing will happen. So like every time I had been dating somebody or talking with somebody, when it ended, instead of thinking, oh my God, no one will ever love me, this isn't working, I said, you know what? That was an opportunity for me to get excited about what is to come. So this guy that I talked to, he was really excited about this and he was really into that. I really like that. And I want to see that next time. So then the next person I talked to, he had those qualities too. And then he had even more qualities that I wanted. And I'm like, cool. Oh my gosh. Now I'm getting closer and closer to the kind of person I want. Instead of saying goodbye, instead of being sad that I have to say goodbye to somebody who had some of the qualities I wanted, I decided that those qualities get to be in the next person. And then there's even more qualities that I like, and they get to be in the next person. And then until I get to the person that I do want to be with all the time. And they have the qualities that I want, right? We have to look at the situations that leave or the situations that go away, not as it's never happening, but that it happened to some level and it can happen again even better next time, and it can happen even better again next time, and it can happen even better next time. So being able to manifest, we have to hold and be willing to go through. That's what holding means. It's not just acknowledging that if I manifest $1 million, I could lose $1 million. It's like, I can lose $1 million and it will be okay. If I lose it, it will be okay. And it's our ability to hold both. I want $1 million so I can spend what I want, and I want $1 million, I might have to lose and pay taxes on it. When you say, okay, I can handle if either one of these comes, if they both come, I can hold it, I can manage it. And there's so much power to say, well, if I manifested $1 million, now I can do it again, and I can do it again, and I can do it again. If you get evidence of something that you can accomplish, instead of looking at all the things that terrify you about it, look at the fact that you can just simply do it again. So I'm going to work on breaking this down a little bit more. I want to make sure that we, really understand that there's we focus so much on the fear, but we're unwilling to face the fear. That's ultimately what it is go through the fear. We're so afraid to go through the fear of something. But when you go through it, when you move through it, the universe says, oh, she's able to handle that level of fear, because $1 million is going to have a lot more fear associated to it. It's a lot more scary to lose $1 million than to lose $300. And if she is able to handle the fear of losing 300, if she can move beyond that fear of losing 300 and focus on the fact that she can manifest another 300, we know that we can give her $1 million, because she could lose $1 million. There could be a bad investment. There could be, some situation that happens. And so if I know that I can go through that, I can go through the pain of losing it, knowing that I can just simply manifest it again. That's what experiences the universe keeps giving. The universe keeps giving us experiences to see what it's like to lose it, so that we know that there's really nothing to be afraid of. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Whatever item, whatever thing it is you're fearing, face it, go towards it. I was so afraid to lose my 9 to 5 job. I was so afraid to lose a secure paycheck. And it took me a while to finally get the courage to just do it. I feel like this whole journey of building my 6-figure business, of getting my way to more than $500,000, this whole journey has been jumping off a cliff constantly. I'm jumping off a cliff. I'm jumping off a cliff. But what's so cool is when you know that everything is working out for you, you're not jumping off a cliff and falling, you're jumping off a cliff and soaring to a new level. And then at that level, you get to take a look around. You get to understand where you're at this place. Okay. I went to a level of, I only made $40,000 a year, and I had to see the pain and the struggle of what it is to be there. And then if I can handle that, if I can handle losing, money at this level, if I can handle the pain and the struggle at this level, and I say, okay, I'm ready to take the leap. I'm ready to make more. I'm ready to face the fear of losing my steady paycheck. So I took a leap off a cliff and then I landed on a cliff where I'm making 100,000 a year now. And then I have to assess the landscape of that situation. And then the universe will give me opportunities of the fearful things of having $100,000. Well, now people want money from me. People know that I make this money, and now they want money. Now I have to spend more money. I have to do bigger things. One of the biggest things is we had to, because my business was so new, I couldn't get any loans. I couldn't qualify for any loans. I had no W-2 to use. And so we had to renovate our whole house using cash. I had never in my life spent that much money so quickly. It was like I was spending what I made in a year in 1 month to remanifest, or to redesign my own house. That is a scary thing to face. That is a very scary thing to do. And we were doing it basically paycheck by paycheck. But you know what? I was living paycheck to paycheck with 40,000. I can live paycheck to paycheck with 100,000. I survived that. I can survive this. When we know that we can survive when we understand that we can handle what it is that we're going through, it's like, okay, I'm ready for more, universe. The universe is like, okay, you are ready for more. Now I need you to handle everything at this level. So that means you have bigger bills that you have to spend, bigger expenses that you have to handle. When you can handle those things, then you can get more money. It's kind of like knowing that the knowing that it'll always work out is what carries you from one level to the next. But if you are terrified and traumatized and like, oh my God, I lost this money and I'm never gonna get more money and it's gonna be terrible and I'm broke forever. If that's where you stay, like, I get it, you can have that feeling, but if you stay in that feeling, you're gonna stay in that feeling. Do you understand? You have to say, okay, I lost the money. I can manifest it again. I'm going to do it again. And you just go out there and you're able to hold the fear of losing it. But until you can hold the fear of losing it, you can't have it either. You have to be able to do both, the duality of doing both. So let me know if this makes sense. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions. You can connect with me on Facebook. And I love you all. Have an amazing day.